So look for that recording as well.
Hello, hello, hello. I still see people joining, so I'm gonna just hang out with y'all for a quick minute here. Quick thanks to Loxo for letting me throw this little shindig here. It's going to be much more of a workshop than it is a webinar. I did put together a slide deck for you that I hope you guys really enjoy. I put a whole bunch of time and effort into it. Wait just a couple seconds here. Guys, there is a Q&A section at the bottom. I encourage you, please ask questions throughout. This is not a webinar, it's a workshop. So stop me, I will show you things that you guys want to see as I'm doing it, as opposed to going back all the way at the very end. So please don't hesitate. Before I kick this off, do you guys have any questions? Oh, thanks. Some people said hi, hello. Somebody asked if I'm feeling better. Yes, I did get COVID, which was really freaking weird, but I am feeling better now. Thank you. And the pictures, yeah, I'm in the process of redecorating. I redid my whole office. It's in a whole nother presentation. I can show you guys pictures. It's pretty badass, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Yay, okay, hi everybody. I appreciate all the love on this one, but everybody's saying hi, just understand that I'm saying hello back to you right now. And we're gonna get this rocking and rolling. Again, please interrupt me with questions. So here we go. I'm gonna show you guys my gorgeous spreadsheet. Here it is. There's a ton of data on this presentation, so please pay attention. So agenda for today, guys, we're going to go through really quick. I'm going to go through the Boolean basics. If this is an area you definitely want some help, by all means, reach out to me directly. We'll touch on some advanced Boolean, but not in the way that most people use it. I'm going to show you a couple of cool tips and tricks I found to use it from talking with some very interesting and cool people. We're going to talk about stop words, which is something I actually only recently discovered, which is weird, but it is what it is. We'll kind of talk about where they exist, what they look like, how they work, etc. We're going to go a little bit into natural language search, just tactically kind of how I do it and how it works on different platforms. And then we're going to go over some of the weird research hopefully you guys are seeing the agenda. Yeah? Can somebody give me like a yes, I see the agenda in the Q&A? Yay, thanks guys. Cool. So finally, we're going to go over just some weird research I did in terms of like term limits and what you can do on different search engines versus LinkedIn for Boolean. What I will start with is the basic Boolean as we discussed. So I do have a Boolean builder that I will be sharing with everybody. Hopefully you guys can make some use of that, and I'll show you kind of how to do that. But I wanted to start initially just going over the operators, right? So really quickly, I'll make this a little bigger for everybody. And, or, not. These are the three main Boolean commands. And, very simple. Both terms need to be present. That means Java and Spring. Both of these words have to be present. Or, either or. This word or this word have to be present. And not, meaning the word after not cannot show up, or whatever web page that is will not show up. Pretty basic stuff. Again, feel free to ask questions as I'm going through this. Interesting things to note here. So the plus sign that's been awesome for forever is actually degraded in its service, and I encourage people not to use it anymore. Many people don't know that the pipe, which on a Windows keyboard I think is top right, it's next to the O. If you hit shift and the button next to an O, is a replacement for or. And if you're wondering who the hell cares, there's a reason why you'll use a pipe, which I'll show you. Same thing, not and the minus sign. Same logic as the or statement, and we're going to go through that. Fun fact, which I discovered through all of this, there is an order of preference on your Boolean operators. So you ready for this? Not takes top priority, and is second, and or is third. So if you guys remember PEMDAS from when you were younger, Gen Z, I don't know if you all have this, but it was basically like parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. It showed the order of importance, like what gets done first. The order of importance is not, and, or. And the only ways to combat those are using parentheses. Someone asked, in what search tool? That's based off of the Google Boolean search engine. So any of the companies that have pulled the Boolean engine from Google, like for example, LinkedIn, will function based on that hierarchy. The next three that we'll go over here, I had a question, how do I combine inclusive and exclusive search within source and database? Example, include title, but exclude title. I will get to that point in my presentation. Thank you for asking. So the parentheses are to group things together, right? Simple. Grouping or statements and separating them. Here's the rule of thumb, guys, for people who get really confused when to use parentheses. If you have an or statement and an and statement, you need parentheses every single time. So if you look at this example really quickly here, you'll see it says chief or CHRO and HR human resources. We read this in Boolean as one of these two, chief or CHRO, and one of these two, HR or human resources. If we were to remove the parentheses on this, here, due to the hierarchy of operations, it would read chief or CHRO and HR or human resources. So super, super important to make sure that we're using our parentheses to group our or statements and separate them from our and statements. Again, I can share this document with anybody who's interested. You can shoot me an email and I'll send it your way. The next are quotes. So quotes are really, really, questions. I'm going to be better about this. Do operators need to be capitalized? Yes, they do need to be capitalized. Which search engines are case sensitive to the commands? All of them. You can get away with or and not on some occasions. The problem is what search engines are going to see it as natural language, the word and, versus the operator, always, always, always capitalize. Some people claim Google doesn't understand parentheses. Do I say otherwise? I do say otherwise. There are times where Google will and times where Google won't, which I'm going to actually show you guys later. The great thing about Google and searching is it is insanely inconsistent, which makes it really great to work through for measuring results. And I'll show you later again what I mean. It's wild, some of the subtle differences that things make for seemingly no reason. In the example, what changes if I remove the and? So in this example, if I remove the and, hypothetically, nothing would change. This hypothetically still says chief or CHRO and HR human resources. Here's a fun fact, and I did the research on this, and you'll see it later in the presentation. I did this just to see what's actually going to happen. Believe it or not, you get less results without the and than with the and. Why? Can't possibly tell you. I literally spent a couple hours trying to figure it out, and I have no idea what's going on. But I'm going to show you all of those intricacies so you can kind of see why some things work, why some things don't, and why at the end of the day, guys, Boolean really is about a lot of experimentation. So that being said, we're going to truck right along here. Quote, again, guys, keep them coming. This is for you, not for me. Again, I want to talk about the things on the agenda, but honestly, If I can help y'all out, that's really what I want to do. So for the quotes, the terms must appear exactly as they appear between the quotes. So administrative assistant, as you see here, there's 3 S's. This will only show the spelling with the 3 S's. Now, is that 100% true all the time? No. Just like with any of this, none of it is true 100% of the time. This is true 99% of the time. There are some search engines that do word stemming and would automatically kind of recreate that for what it's supposed to be. By and large, your LinkedIn searches, your Google searches, what you put between the quotes is what will appear between the quotes. The caveat to that, which we'll go over in a second, is putting an asterisk within here. So a lot of people think about this in terms of like buzzwords. Hang on. Wait, when you do a Boolean string, it's case sensitive, or is it just in the quotes? So for Boolean, the commands are case sensitive. Don't write AND lowercase, it's capital. If you're putting stuff in the quotes, capitalization does not matter. Spelling does. So if you see here, this has 3 S's in it. I know we're recruiters, right? But like, it's supposed to have 2 S's. If you search for it with 3 S's, it will only show this exact result. And a thing to think about on this, guys, this doesn't say administrative assistant. This also, if we're spelling it correctly, doesn't say administrative assistant. A computer literally reads this as ADMINISTRATIV, I'm butchering it, right? Space ASSISTANT in that order. That's all it is. They're just letters and spaces and numbers in a particular order. We're assigning a meaning to it and often forget that they're just words and letters, right? So really, really keep that in mind. And you'll be better off using more of like a natural language approach or a paradigm to what you're looking for. And here's a great example, guys. I'll get to the questions in 2 seconds. So people often think about this for phrases, right? I want to search for administrative assistant, or I want to search for software engineer, or I want to search for, accounting, CPA, or certified accountant, which is great. Yeah, totally do that. That makes total sense. Here's an interesting use case for this. If I want to look for people who are software engineers, right? And I want to look, just really rough search here. I'm building it in front of you, in New York City. And I want people who are not currently working. Check this out. Has anybody thought of doing this? So what does this say? This says that I don't want to see anybody minus who has dash to present on their LinkedIn profile. Why? That's super freaking weird. Yeah, of course it is. I'm weird. But check it out. This person doesn't list any dates on their profile. This person doesn't list any dates. This person doesn't list any dates. So what you're going to find is a lot of people who may or may not still be in their current role, and they're never going to say to 2020. Oh, that's great. Way to go, LinkedIn. You're really killing the game. So interesting thoughts on how do you double check to make sure people aren't working, or, hey, I actually only want people who are working. I think they may use an M dash on LinkedIn, but you'll see July 29th to present, right? This person I'm sure has the same thing. And so it's thinking of creative ways of, to present, right? So we want to think of more creative ways to use these operators than just looking for specific words. Think about the words that actually appear on people's profiles or on their resumes or on their Facebook pages and how they're ordered and how they appear. And let's start thinking that way about it, not just I need a software engineer who does Java or I need an accountant with a CPA. Is there a difference between searching in Google versus DuckDuckGo? Yes, there is. We're going to cover that. Is there a preferred search to use? Yes, Google is preferred over the search engines. Is there a Boolean string or command that will allow you to search for years of experience? No. The only way that you could do something like that, which we can cover in a second, is using a combination of the number string and the around function. And we can go over that. Remind me if I don't talk about it during around, but kinda, but not really. Do I find that real estate databases and car auction sites utilize Boolean for their search functionalities? Yes. Most things with a search bar are built on some version of the Google Boolean engine at this point. To confirm, and, or, and not are case sensitive. Yes, they are case sensitive. They have to be positive, capitalized in order for them to work. There will be examples where that's not the case, but if you want the surefied way to do it, always capitalized. Are Boolean searches case sensitive? Not talking about the operators. No, they are not case sensitive. Even things inside of these quotes are not case sensitive. What's the highlighter tool I'm using? I'll totally show you. It's called multi-highlight. It's awesome. You can put in multiple different words and it'll highlight them different colors on a page. You'll see it being activated as we go through the presentation. Can you have my SSAR page link? Yep, email me. Why are you using Google to search LinkedIn candidates instead of just searching on the LinkedIn site? Thank you so much for sharing that question. I hate LinkedIn as a company. Their database is fine. I use the platform. As a company, I hate them. And it's also faster to search on Google than it is on LinkedIn if you know what you're looking for. And I can show, if we have time, what that looks like. I'm actually writing an article for SourceCon about this very topic of why you should use LinkedIn to search for specifically, like when you're looking for a specific person or company or title, just use Google. It's faster every time. How do I differentiate or for either or and the state of Oregon? That is such a cool question. I have no idea. I haven't thought about that. I'd probably have to use quotation mark, comma, OR, or comma space OR to denote that it would be used as like a state there. If you are wanting to use a statement like or and you want it to be the actual like state of Oregon, you can put it in quotes, which will take care of that for you because you can't Boolean inside of quotes. So for example, if you look for Oregon or Oregon, this will just read this exact order of words, right? Remember, it's inside the quotes. Operators outside of the wildcard do not work here. I hope that helps. Someone asked a question about searching specific locations on LinkedIn through Google. We'll cover that. We do have limit searching in Google and LinkedIn. We'll cover that as well. Cool, good questions so far, guys. Wildcard, it serves two purposes. One is as a fill in the blank basically for letters. The other is a fill in the blank for words. So what do I mean by that? I mean that you can either use it for, if we want to do software and engineer and develop. So this is going to look for anybody, I didn't really know. So this is going to look for anybody who has the word software and the word engine, engineer, engineering, engineered, and develop, developer, development, developing, etc. This is a completer. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated. You can use the asterisk inside of quotes to replace words. What do I mean? If I want to do develop, boom, software, what that's going to do is replace words between these two. What does that look like? That looks like develop, 1, 2, 3, software. Develop, 1, software. Develop, 1, software. A great way to start integrating some more natural search. Natural language in terms of how people actually communicate this. Now, what you'll notice is this breaks down a little bit when you try doing it on an individual word. So this is still showing develop and then a word between it, not developer, developing, developed. So hopefully that makes sense. Outside of quotes, it's going to show developer, developing, development, right? Developing is right there. Thanks for showing that. Development is right there. So hopefully that answers some questions. Do I recommend any Chrome extensions for Boolean sourcing? I'd have to think about that. I'm sure there's some good ones. I don't really use them, so I'd have to do a little research myself. Wendy's asking about the around function. We'll get there in 2 seconds. Is the near? No. So near does not work on Google. It doesn't work. It also works fairly shitty on Bing also, but like, you know, who's counting? And we'll get there in literally 2 seconds. It's right down here. The numbers, this is literally just for a series of numbers. So 2.7. This will show anything that has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Where is this useful? It has a few use cases. One is for zip codes outside of New Jersey and Massachusetts. You can use it to find like basically a zip code radius if you're doing a resume search. The other is if you're looking for a unique time where you want people who've run a budget of X to Y, or people who've been responsible for a P&L of X to Y, or people who've managed a team from X to Y number of people. You can actually use this to search that and not have to limit it to 1 million or 5 million. It can be any number that they list between those. I will get to the around with the asterisk for sure. Is there a difference between using an asterisk directly after the word or leaving a space? Yes, there is. The space typically denotes that you're looking for a word where the asterisk is. If you use develop asterisk as one word, it's going to fill in the rest of the word, as you saw with developer, developing, development, developed. Developed space asterisk is going to be develop space whatever word space whatever word you put after that, right? Develop space custom space software, develop space long space range space software, etc. When I talk about using area codes, I'm going to show an example. Yeah. So if I want to do area codes, maybe I do in URL resume, and let's do I don't know 20001 ... 200 I don't know 36 maybe. That may be too narrow. That's just in New York. And let's do, I don't know, software engineer maybe. Cool. So what it's going to show, if we see in here, let's open David's resume. Gosh, please don't have you of course have your information up there. Sorry, David, I didn't mean to blast your stuff everywhere. So somewhere on this page is a number between 20,000 and 20,000, whatever it is. Oh, here it is, right here. So that's his zip code. It shows up right there up top. Please don't email David. Let's respect the fact that he does not want me doing that here. This person's probably going to have their zip code somewhere on here also. I'm assuming their resume sits down here. So what it's basically doing is looking for zip codes. And if you follow how zip code works, it groups around in general areas and keeps going up by one. Does not work in New Jersey, does not work in Massachusetts because they start with a 0. It just completely kills the whole thing. So sorry about that ahead of time. Otherwise, it definitely works. When searching LinkedIn via Google and Boolean, do you have to add EN after site linkedin.com indicate you only want US candidates? If you only want US candidates, it's in IN. I think, I don't know where EN is. That may be Europe, but I'm not 100%. Can you do, someone's asking if we can do this search here and basically do, what is it? Develop asterisk space asterisk software. Answer, no, sure can't. Doesn't work super well. See, as you see here, it still has just the word develop. It's not changing the actual form of the word because it's in a quote. Any workarounds for Massachusetts, New Jersey zip codes? Move. Just kidding. Honestly, I don't use the zip code search regardless when I do this, so I don't have a great workaround. I did this in Mass, in Boston, and in New York City for a while. I just chose not to do the zip code search and instead did it based on city and actually doing an around search, which I'll show you. Vroman asked me about what I'm using to do the site search. I'm going to show you guys. It's a cool little tip and trick. Can you use the same logic to find diversity candidates? Yes, you can. Any way to determine visa status? There is, I'll talk about that offline though. Some of it's cool, some of it's less cool, to be honest. But yeah, short answer. Cool, let's get into the more advanced Boolean. Guys, I love the questions. This is awesome. Someone asked, how does my Chrome URL go directly to linkedin.com/in? I'm gonna show you guys how to do that at the end of this. I promise. It's awesome. I will teach you. I will physically show you, so be ready to go into your settings in Chrome and do all of this. Any way to search for languages spoken? Yes, there is. It's the around function. So we have enough questions around around. Let's just touch on around right away here. So around function, it means word around, literally like around, this many words from this word. That's what that means in its entirety. So someone just asked, can you do this to do a language search? Sure. You could literally search for, ready? The word languages. Holy crap, my brain is not working. Around, I don't know, let's do 10 and do French. So French language coach, French instructor, private tutor for French. So it's literally showing anytime the word language appears by the word French. Now, one of the interesting things that we're trying to like kind of hack here is at the bottom of the profile where it lists languages as the skills and endorsements. So maybe that's a better way to do it. So we want to maybe do a search for endorsements near French. Is another way that we could potentially run that same search. Because again, it's not about the meaning of the word. It's just where does it show up on their profile? Endorsements, around 10 French. Cool. So I'm assuming each of these people probably has this listed in their endorsements section at the bottom. Way to go, LinkedIn. Killing the game. Should your sheet read in URL, resume, or CV with a capital or? Oh, I'm sorry, you're back on my sheet. In URL. Yeah, sure should. You rock. That was great. That was great. Even better than that. That's not going to work anyway, but that's fine. This obviously needs to be updated. Thanks for pointing that out. How would I search for years of experience? So think about an around function. So what do we have on a proper LinkedIn profile when we look at their school? So we have years, they graduated, and a degree of some kind. So what could you do? You could say, hey, I need someone who, I don't know, went to university, period. So you do maybe university around, we'll leave it at 10 for S&G here. I don't know, let's do 2003 to 2009 and see what shows up here. So this person may have worked at the university. So we can do a not in title search as well. Make sure they're not currently working there. Cool. So this will be interesting. And again, you're trying to break the way that you think about looking for particular words. It's a paradigm, right? So let's see when this person graduated. 2004 is when they graduated. Okay, so that one fit. University is within 10 words of 2004. Does it work again? I'm not going to check every one of them, obviously, but yep, there it is. University within X number of words. Perfect. And so you're going to play with that and try to figure out what works really well. On endorsements, Jermaine, reach out to me. I can go over that in more specific. That's super specific what you're looking for and how to search through skills and endorsements. Someone asked about the W/5, meaning within 5 words. I think that's defunct now. I haven't seen it listed anywhere on any of the modern documentation for Bing or Google. Cool. Last things, in title, in URL, site, file type, and in text. These are modifiers or operators, excuse me, that will search specifically through either the text on a website, will search through the URL that's listed, or the title. So you guys have seen me do site already. So I'm going to show you again really quick. So site search, if you want to look through LinkedIn for people, that's your site search right there, right? LinkedIn.com, the /in ensures that you're looking at people's profiles, not job posts or news or companies, etc. And you can do the same thing for other sites like GitHub, for example. Fun little tip and trick for GitHub. This should be your GitHub search. It would help if you actually put .com, Mike. That's awesome. So why report or block? Again, let's think about natural language. What appears on people's profiles? Block or report. Sorry, I wrote it backwards, right? That doesn't appear on repositories. That doesn't appear on company profiles, etc. That only appears on human profiles. And so it's a great way to weed out non-humans. So that's the site search. It'll literally search through here. The next one you'll see is in URL. The URL is exactly what appears in this bar up top. So some interesting things we can do. I use this a lot when I'm searching on Facebook. So if I want to search Facebook, I'll do site, facebook.com, and then I'm going to use the around function. Again, thinking of a unique way to do this. I'm going to use the word present around, I don't know, 10. It's an arbitrary number. You'll have to experiment with it on your own. Engineer. And so what you're going to notice is, cool. Yeah, that's great. I appreciate the spelling correction. Okay, so this person lines up, but man, this is an event. This looks like it's a page. Oh man, this is a post. So what if instead you added at the end of it, minus in URL photos, minus in URL posts, minus job, minus listing, minus in URL, I don't know, events, minus in URL pages, right? So it eliminates anything that would appear up here that you're seeing when you go down, photos, right? So boom, I get it. I'm not a robot. Now check it out. Now they're all human profiles. And what did we do? The word present has to be within 10 words of software engineer. Check this out. Software engineer, look, there's a word present, right? You can bet this person has the same thing on both of their profiles as well. Oh, it was right there. Software engineer probably says present if I had to look at his work and education. Present, great. Present, great. There it is, engineer, within 10 words of the word present. So again, it's getting creative about how we're using some of these search terms. All right, presents. Yes, I do hate LinkedIn. I tried the asterisk function and it pulled 0 candidates. Yeah, give me until the end. I promise you before you go off doing it on your own, there are certain things that work on certain sites. Asterisk, quick teaser, doesn't work on LinkedIn unless you're using it to replace a word within quotes. Again, I'll get there. Any new techniques for roster or list searches on XLS? No, nope, I do not have any, unfortunately. If you're looking for accountants, salespeople, et cetera, I typically use LinkedIn to search for candidates. I don't typically only use LinkedIn ever for anything because I'm not a huge fan. And I'm going to show you why actually in a bit. I use, if I want to do like really in-depth searching for specific stuff and not just carpet bomb the world, I'm typically using like loxos source or something like that, where I can search much more specifically. Eric J. Quiff asking about a Bing operator in stream set. Eric, you know that you're better at this than I am. It's amazing. No, I'm not, but you should certainly fill us all in on that later. Facebook example, can I show something that drills a little more specific than software engineer? Sure. So these are people who have Scala somewhere on their team, or their name is Scala, in which case May want to do a minus in title on that. Minus in title, Scala. Cool. So yeah, so these are people who mention it in their profile, somewhere in their about, or their interests, or they're in a Scala group. And so you can start playing around with things, you know, another around statement, group around blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of different options on how you can further customize based on how close words sit to one another, or even just whether they appear on profiles. Can I go into more detail about in URL? Yeah, of course, absolutely. So here's what I was showing about the in URL. I'm gonna remove these for now and run the search again. So in URL is this URL up here in this bar. So check this out. This is not a software engineer on Facebook, right? This is a page. So when I open that one, this is an event, right? Where's another one? This one is a post. Okay, definitely not what we're looking for. So let's open it up and see what's up here. Facebook.com/pages. See that? Next one, Facebook.com/events. Next one, Facebook.com/medium/posts. So how did I know that? I'm just reading right here. Pages, events, posts. And so I don't want those to show up. And so I will paste in, hey, I don't want this word to appear in the URL. I don't want this word to appear in the URL, or this word to appear in the URL. Run that and boom, it eliminates it. Is the search string still 500 characters for Google? It is not. It's not a character limit anymore. Can I suggest other sites except LinkedIn, GitHub, and Facebook? Yes, but it's too vague of a question. It depends on what you're looking for, whether you want to pay for it or not, how advanced your Boolean skills are, and what you want to pull away from the search. You can reach out afterwards. Happy to answer that in more detail. How do I source inside sales profiles outside my LinkedIn network? This search is outside your LinkedIn network. So just doing what we're doing right now will solve that problem. Isn't a site search for Facebook using current instead of present? No. No, it's not. It says about work and education to present. Boop. When you say LinkedIn, you're referring to basic LinkedIn platform versus LinkedIn Recruiter. Yes, I mean I'm using both of them for this demonstration. I'm doing it on LinkedIn Recruiter, but it different numbers, same application. Holy smokes with the questions. I love it. Guys, I'm going to go forward just a little bit further. I think I'll answer a bunch of these. So let's rock and roll. The next one I want to cover with you guys is file type. Somebody had asked about that a little bit. If you're doing a search on, let's say, Google, you saw me do this earlier. You could do in URL, I don't know, resume, and I don't know, file type, PDF, right? This is going to show anything where the URL literally has the word resume in it, and there's a file type PDF associated with this. This is a terrible search. Don't do this exact one. But you can start using this to look through, let's say, people who have a LinkedIn profile and have a PDF on their actual profile itself, right? And let's do resume. So you're able to start kind of looking through and figuring out different tips and tricks that are going to work for you. So I'm not a huge file type user. I get it. Some people swear by it. It's awesome. You can find random lists if you do like a search for XLSX. In tech, for file type, thanks Brian Fink for this. If you go to xle.com/search, the file type searches here are way better, way better. And again, I can share all this data with anybody. In general, this would be the site to, nice Mike. This would be the site that you want to use to try to find any of the documents to download. Again, thank you, Brian Fink. Their searching is okay, but their document retrieval is pretty badass. Cool. Next up on the docket, We have in text. So in text has an interesting use case. I again found out this morning with Brian when we were chatting. I hadn't even thought about using it this way. If anybody searches on Instagram, check this out. Site, ready? Insta, you have to spell it like a normal person though. Instagram.com. And watch this. You can do in text, linkedin.com/in. And let's do, I don't know, software engineer. We won't get too crazy with it. So check out all of these Instagram profiles who say that they say software engineer somewhere, and it has a link directly to their LinkedIn profile on their website or on their Insta page, right? So you're using a cite command to search here, using in text to make sure it has these somewhere written, and then you're using the exact search to search for software engineers. It's super fun. It probably best for like marketing, sales, stuff like that, but you can find some interesting folks regardless. In title is a big one. So here we go. Software engineer. So common point of confusion. In title, this does not mean the candidate's title. This has absolutely no reference to their occupation in any way whatsoever. The title is the title of the page. It's literally this underlined clickable link right here. That's what the title is. And so we're looking for this in the underlined clickable section. So do not be confused. This is not someone's title. This is just what is written here. So if you put, for example, Scala, which is a software programming language, you will find people whose name is Scala that shows up. They're literally a principal at a law firm or something. So be super mindful about that. Also, with both in title and in URL, you cannot successfully do this. Even if you put it in parentheses, it's not going to return the results that you want. I know it seems like it is. When you start looking through these, you'll have to trust me, they're not. If you want two different things in title, you have to do two different in title searches right here. And now that will show people who have Scala and software engineer. You'll see it's much less on the results that come back. That's because this is a very specific phrase to have in the title. The same thing is with in URL. You can't do in URL, resume, or somebody brought this up earlier, or CV, right? This will not work. You have to do in URL and in URL. Put that in a nice little parenthesis, and you can go from there. Just recapping, yeah, that definitely shouldn't show up. Recapping, in URL and in title, you cannot use an and statement to bulk them together like that. You have to use multiple in URLs or in titles. And the last piece on in title that is really interesting, check this one out. I ran this search a few weeks ago, and I like to do Scala and DevOps because it returns way fewer people. Watch this. You want a weird intricacy of Google and why you're never going to get it perfect? Look at this. I'm going to take DevOps, and I'm literally just going to move it over here. No difference, just moving it. 51 results. Of course, thank you for doing that now. I appreciate that you're going to operate like that. Boop. Cool. Super funny. I swear on my life, this worked completely differently 2 weeks ago. Boom. See what I mean? 9,190 results. And again, let's try moving this all the way to the beginning, maybe. There we go. 8,890, just moving the location of this word within the search. And if you're going to ask me, why is that? Or what's the difference? I have no idea. I cannot figure it out to save my life of what's going on. But yeah, that's in title, that's in URL. Last fun fact about around, somebody asked earlier, how can you search specifically about where people live, right? Because if you literally search for NYC, right? Or, if you want to be proper about it, you do, or New York, this just means they've listed these words on their profile somewhere, still not a robot. This doesn't mean they live in New York. Maybe they went to NYU. Maybe they worked for a company named New York. So how do you do that? How do you actually search for a location? Check this out. Again, I'll share this with everybody. Using the around function is a really useful thing to do. I look for third around 25 from San Francisco. This is Eric Jakewith, by the way, channeling through me right now. He showed me this and we played around with it for a while. Around 25, first. Second around 25. Why? Why? That seems really random. Check this out. Second, around 25 from San Francisco. Maybe they're a first, maybe they're a third connection. It's just the easiest way we found to consistently find something up here that's close to this. Contact info doesn't work well because it's a hyperlink, just if that's what you're thinking. So yeah, that was a fun around function. And then the asterisk thing, thanks to Mike Vroman for this one, .com/in. When you're doing more of a deep dive natural language search, I showed this earlier, but you might want to do develop, engineer. That's not going to come back with crap. That's a weird thing to say. But it's going to show to develop and engineer, fine, develop and engineer. And it's going to put these little keywords or buzzwords between it. Fun tip and trick, guys. This works in LinkedIn. I'll just go to Recruiter. You can actually use this same thing in the keywords section to look for folks. And it'll return with the exact same logic again on people's profiles. It's the only way that you can use the asterisk in LinkedIn. Someone brought this up earlier. If you're trying to go develop asterisk, LinkedIn will have none of that. It will not help you in any way. Again, because they're the worst. So keep that in mind. It does not work successfully, and it's really bad when you're dealing with it in titles. Boop, see, senior software developer, engineer, great. So I know, again, it looks like it's working. I promise you, as you go down all of the list of people, they get worse and worse and worse. They are not every permutation of this word. So I think that is the most of it. If some of this is throwing you off and you're like, well, site searches and file types, oh my gosh, what do I do? Guys, go to google.com/advanced_search. It'll break it down super easy. Look, specific site you want to search through, it gives you the example. Terms appearing, you can literally search for any of these terms in the URL, in the text, in the title. It breaks down the and and the or. It does the number ranging for you, the exclusion for you. So it's google.com/advanced_search. It'll help. Cool. I'm going to take a quick break and see about the questions I have. And I'm going to go real quick. What do you suggest for diversity searches outside of searching for women exclusively? Audra, connect with me offline about that. There's a bunch of different options that you have, from sororities to universities to slight language differences, for example, like universidad or NEN as in Spanish or the equivalents. Thoughts on searching LinkedIn in a city area versus manually putting in surrounding cities. That's a lot harder to do, but most people mark Detroit or like greater New York City area. So typically it'll work with Detroit. Otherwise, you can try to finagle a zip code search doing the ... that we talked about. Operators different in Bing. There are a few operators that are different in Bing. You'll be very sad to note the around function is not present in Bing. They say that they use the near function, but it's absolute garbage. I've tried everything I can to get it to work well. It just doesn't work well. On the Instagram query, any way to search for a certain state or region? I think if you just put it afterwards, I did that earlier today actually with New York. There's not guaranteed that that's where they're going to be, but again, doing a combination of around searches and things, you may be able to find something that kind of sticks there. What is the first around, second around, and previous? I can explain again. The first around and the second around in my previous search is saying here, I'll run it one more time for everybody. Guys, I'm good to stay longer if you can. I totally get it. We'll be recording all of it. so it's first, second, or third around however many words from San Francisco. Check this out. This is my connection to this person, second, and it's within 25 words of San Francisco. You'll always have a connection number and always have it around whatever you're putting here. How to search relevant hashtags on Instagram via X-Ray. Yeah, there's a site. Where in the world do I have it here? It may be Instagram bio search. I have it saved somewhere. Connect with me afterwards. It shows all like the relevant hashtags that are open now. Eric, good point. You do only get the first 300 results on Google. So you should eliminate foreign language profiles like in URL /DE/ZH. I think the /in helps with that, Eric, but you would know better than I would. He's basically saying doing, site : linkedin.com/in, but then doing minus in URL /DE. That would be Germany, I think, and any of the other country codes. With the DevOps search, you only wrote InTitle one time for software engineer in Scala and not InTitle 2 times. Hopefully I answered that. If not, email me and I can show you what I meant. I was showing the difference. The search results when you try doing and are totally askew. Do I have these Boolean searches to share? Sure do. Just reach out. Where can I get the shirt? I have no idea. My wife is totally awesome, honestly. Any suggestions for security clearance? Yep, reach out to me afterwards. Can I re-say the Google search thread again? For advanced search is google.com / I think advanced_search. Any way we can diverse candidates in LinkedIn or Google search? Yep, reach out to me. Irina just released her 40 custom search engines. Hell yeah, Brett. That's so cool. If you send that to me, I can share it with everybody else. Sorry, I'm reading questions. What is your Twitter handle to follow you? Gotham Tech Talk, TECH Talk. Can I do another example of finding a resume on Exalead? You can reach out afterwards and I can go through with you. It's a pain in the butt and very specific for what you're looking for. Can I show us the settings to my LinkedIn page? I can. I sure can. Image search, not in this one, sorry. Don't forget, blah, 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 blah. Can we search exact years? You'd have to use the around search. I think we talked about that with the graduation earlier. Difference in results when I move DevOps and linked is the fact that it is an estimation. Yeah, so I get that it's an estimation when you're doing a search on LinkedIn, but sometimes the estimations are like 300,000 profiles off, and I stopped calling it an estimation when you're off by 10% between them. But it's a very, very good point. Thank you for bringing that up. So I'll go quickly so people can follow. There are things called stop words. Stop words are words that have been eliminated due to AdWord content. So Google, who had the foremost Boolean engine, still does, in October of last year, removed the stop words from their search if it falls within Boolean logic, meaning if it's in quotes, it will now show up. Previously, it would not. So the word in, for example, is here. So check this out. If you do a search, right, site : linkedin.com /in, and you did in Scala, right? I want to see people who've coded in Scala, it will show up. Now, conversely, this is another reason I don't search on LinkedIn. You cannot do it on LinkedIn. If anybody wants my SSAR page or any of this, just email me. Check this out. If you want to search for in Scala, and then I don't know, we'll add N DevOps just to lower the results. 31,000, and we'll do Detroit, I guess, because someone mentioned it. This should be a low number. 42, right? So 42 results. Watch this. I'm going to eliminate the in. 42 results. LinkedIn does not let you search with any of these stop words, even if it's in quotes. This Boolean string builder, if anybody wants, again, reach out. I just had it so if you paste a bunch of stuff here, it'll build your string for you automatically. So if you have a bunch of stuff you want to look for, that'd be the way to do it. Hopefully this is making sense. The best thing ultimately that you can do for this is getting on a platform that's actually designed as a sourcing platform, right? Like Loxo has a really, really good capability of being able to actually search for in Scala or with Scala, etc. And you can even do it within particular areas of profiles, right? So advantage over LinkedIn, you can actually do this natural language search. Advantage over Google, you can search for specific titles, right? You're not limited to try and finagle around and things like location, right? You don't have to try and finagle around your different around functionality. So these sourcing platforms are always going to be your best bet over LinkedIn or Google. Loxo is unique, and this isn't because they're hosting this webinar. They are the only sourcing platform out there that I have found, and I'm on a lot of them, that allow you to use stop words when you're doing this. So 72 results. If you replace this with just the word Scala, boom, clear difference, guys. Super, super important. And that's how you're actually going to be using things like natural language search while you're looking for stuff. Around versus near, we talked about that a little bit. Near doesn't work on Google and it sucks on Bing. So let's talk about character limits. So Google will tell you it's term-based and says it's 32 characters. However, this search will come back and not cut anything off, and it's way more than 32 characters. But you'll notice if you add literally anything else after this, it cuts it off. So interesting, it actually winds up being closer to like, if I remember correctly, I think I have it down here, 65 terms or so. If you are familiar, and Eric Jakewith and I go through this a lot, Eric asked, does Loxo support boosting words using the caret? No, it's not a caret. They have a different functionality for it. You may remember the pipes. So, and I said, no use for the pipes on Google. It doesn't change the amount of search words that you can search. So on Google, your pipes do not help you in any way whatsoever. However, Bing is not word-based, it's character-based. So there are on Bing, I believe, 1,000 characters that you can use. I have the number written. Yep, 1,000 characters. So your pipes will actually help you, right? So this is a random, totally random search I ran. And you'll notice it cuts off right here. It literally just stops your search. There's nothing that you can do with it. If you replace all of them with pipes now, you'll notice that you're able to get in a lot for, of course, thanks Bing, I appreciate it. You're able to get in a lot more of your search because there's just simply less characters. So you'll see the gray where it got cut off is back here. So you've added in all these extra characters. Now, fun tip and trick, guys. You want to run a really long search? Check this out. If you type in Bing and hit tab, you now can search Bing in your URL bar. And I'm telling you, I haven't found a limit yet on this. Check it out. So it'll just keep going, keep going, keep going. This is hundreds of search terms right now. Hundreds and hundreds of search terms. So it's a cool way to kind of break the system. Again, is hitting Bing, hitting dash, and then going through and typing it out there. Other interesting things to note. LinkedIn title limits are super inconclusive for me. I'm still trying to find what makes it break and what doesn't. Keywords are roughly 122. 122 terms. That doesn't include or statements and statements. And the companies is over 500, guys. You can have over 500 companies in your LinkedIn company search. If you don't believe me, You can literally take a look. There's 584 terms here to search through the company list with. Boop, right here. And you can go to LinkedIn, close that, go to companies, and it will run your search. In Detroit, it's going to be a little tougher. Yep. And it still runs. So you guys can look for the Fortune 500. If you have the list, you can build it. So that is company limits. And I think the very last thing, I'm going to rush through a little at the end here, is showing you guys how to build what I have up here, where I type in LI tab, and then I can type in, I don't know, Keely and Loxos. Sorry, Keely. Boom. And it will auto-populate this. So here we go. Make sure people are still here. Awesome. 3 dots on the top right of Chrome. Settings. I'm going to try to go slow. It's not in my nature. Scroll down. You're going to hit search engine. When you do, manage search engine. So to repeat, 3 dots, settings, scroll down, manage search engines. It says other search engines. You're going to click add. Now, what you're going to do is go to a new page and type in site:linkedin.com/in and hit enter. Cool. This URL here is what you're going to focus on. So you're going to copy it and you're going to paste it here in the URL. It is important to note, as you see here, you want to replace the URL with %S wherever the search is. So what does that mean? I wrote it out for everybody. So you can do this. I'll make it bigger. So what you're looking for is every place that I put %S, I want you to do the exact same thing. It's going to say 2fin plus, or 2fin, and then right after 2fin, you're going to put in plus %S. Same thing here, plus %S. You're going to hit, I'm going to leave this up for 2 seconds, and then I'll explain for everybody. You'll see it says 2fin plus, you want to add plus %S. Plus %S, and that'll get you to where you need to be with this. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to call it whatever you want, right? LinkedIn, profile, search, or whatever. And you're going to type in your keywords. I do LI for LinkedIn. Whatever you type here is what's going to trigger it in your URL bar. So you go LI, tab, and then boom, now it's search LinkedIn, because that's what I called it. Site linkedin.com/in testing. If anybody has questions or they're struggling with that, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to pull this up now so you guys have it. This is a link to my Boolean builder. It's open. Come hang out, use it. This is the advanced search link. This is my email and my LinkedIn. Guys, don't hesitate to reach out. I love helping. This is all part of kind of what I enjoy about this industry. So reach out with questions. I'm happy to help. I will try and see if there's anything else I can answer really quick. CSU URL search for LinkedIn or other sites. I don't necessarily understand the question. I apologize. But obviously feel free to reach out. Interested in learning more about clearance searches? Yep, no problem. Just shoot me an email. How can we do Boolean for GitHub with multiple coding languages? The exact way that we'd go through. And do site:/github.com. It's not that, it's blocker report. And then you can do something like, I don't know, Python around, I don't know how many words it is. So let's do 40 from repositories, or, you know, I don't know, Ruby around 40 from repositories, and just play around with this and see how it works and what comes back. Boom, Python through other repositories, great. And you'll probably be able to do that, or maybe you want an and statement, and so you can search for both. Boom, I imagine these people have both in their background. We can do a quick little check here. Look at their repos. Boop, 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 CSS, Python, it's right there. And somewhere there should be a Ruby work as, yep, Ruby right there. Cool. Can you eliminate the spaces between the pipes to increase characters? You cannot. You cannot. Do the spaces count as characters on Bing? I believe they do. There's actually a super easy test that we can give for this. I have a search saved just in case we wanted to do this. Hang on. Bing.com, and let's run the search. Nope, so you need a space in between all the pipes, which is what I thought. It's the same thing in Google. You'll see this only gets 8 results, the exact same search with spaces in between. Brings you back 941,000. Interestingly enough, if you do the exact same search with and or statements, you get a different number. And again, I get it. This is an estimate that's 100,000 off. So why? I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. Is there a limit on LinkedIn searches if you don't have Recruiter or Premium? Yes. I don't remember if they're exactly the same or not. I know that the name section is 729 for first names exactly. I'd have to cross-reference if companies and keywords were the same, but I'm happy to do that. So you add a plus sign in front of percentage S. There you go. Actually, let's see if I can do this and type this and see if this helps. Boom. Hopefully everybody got that and can see it. How do I get started and learning this? Great question. First thing, start going to content providers, Recruiting Daily, ERE, SourceCon. That's just so you can see it on the page, Recruiting Daily, ERE, SourceCon, and start reading their blogs. Next, identify who you like in the industry in terms of the way they work and the way they communicate, and check out what content they have. They probably write or have webinars or YouTube videos, etc. And then best, just reach out to them. I promise if you reach out to me or any of the people I know or I'm friends with in this space, they will gladly write back to you. No one's going to just shut you down. We're trying to make this community better. It's part of Loxo's mission, right? And so that's why I like doing stuff with them. We want to make this community and this industry better for everybody. Will there be a character limit for LinkedIn searching even after the search engine settings change? Not sure what the question is, and I apologize for that. I don't know that I'm understanding, but you can always reach out to me directly. We can chat real quick. Any recommendations to search Facebook? Yeah, IntelliTechniques was freaking awesome. That's dead now. Honestly, your best bet, because they killed graph search last year, is to just site search through it. It's just literally site, facebook.com, and then work with all of the different functions around and things like that to find folks. The easiest, and again, I'm trying not to just like shamelessly plug Loxo here, but like this still is going to be the best way to try and find people, right? No public profiles. You want diversity. You can't do it simply anywhere else, right? You can search for this here, security clearance, same thing. And you can build out fairly complex Boolean strings there. And as you see, you can kind of search Boolean through or anything. Guys, if you're on LinkedIn Recruiter, whenever your license is up, don't renew it. For the exact same price, if not a little bit less, you can literally get something that is Loxo, their sourcing tool, their entire sourcing platform. They have an outreach tool, they have an ATS, and one of the top 3 email finding and contact info finding tools on the internet for less money. And it's just so much easier to work with. What am I actually doing to change all the pipes to or in a search? Hey, great question. You know what? I dig that. I'm going to show you right here. Ready? Check this out. What I would do is take this, and I don't know, let's take this one right here. So I'm going to do it the other way, ors to pipes. It's the same functionality. Literally open up a document. Ready? Boop. And go like this. Control F to find. And then I go space or space and replace with space, bar, space, replace all. There you go. That easy. Someone asked if Loxo works in Canada. It does. It's not limited to a particular country. It's a global search platform. It really, just imagine it replacing LinkedIn Recruiter, but with more search functionality and ability to build more complex and natural language Boolean strings. How do I keep a track of a candidate pipeline? Reach out to me about that. I use Loxo as my ATS as well, because it's easy to keep everything in one place, but just reach out and I can kind of share with you what's out there and why you'd use one thing over another. Next question. So it would work for South Africa as well. Yes, you are so far away from us physically, but not in spirit, and certainly not in technology. Yes, you can certainly do the search down there as well. I think I've talked to Vanessa Rath about it, who I believe that if you live in South Africa and have a pulse, that you know Vanessa Rath. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how I view it. So you can certainly talk to her as well, but yes, it does work. Someone asked, I'm assuming octopus wouldn't work using Loxo. I actually have no idea what that is. So maybe? Oh, Vanessa Rath just wrote to me. That's fantastic. Hi, Vanessa. Guys, any other questions, anything about Boolean or searching that I can help you guys with? I do encourage, if you're going to try doing some of this stuff, use multi-highlight. So you can do like, Scala, DevOps, and apparently hit a macro on your keyboard, engineer. And what you'll see is it highlights them in different colors, helps you to kind of keep track of the efficacy really quick of your search. Any recommended Boolean tutorial websites to learn Boolean? So interestingly enough, I'll make a note to get with Keely on this. They've actually written up a super cool Boolean kind of tutorial that explains it as well. If you just reach out to me, I will share this with you for absolutely free. Check this out. It's literally a 100-slide deck that goes over core Boolean and how it works, where it came from, how to search through, operators, everything to kind of show you super in depth. And then also just reach out to people, right? If you're working on building a Boolean string, just send it to me in an email, right? Or Facebook. I'm always on Facebook Messenger. Just send it over and I will gladly respond back with anything you could do to change it or make it better. Can I show some contact finding sites? Yeah, I mean, you ready for this? Again, trying not to plug their tool here. Loxo has a Chrome extension that is, are you ready for this? Make sure you're sitting down. 100% free with unlimited lookups. So hang on, I'm gonna repeat that. Loxo has a Chrome extension that is 100% free. You are not putting in a credit card or anything, and it is unlimited lookups. They are literally trying to break the mold of how people look at recruiting. It's awesome sauce. I absolutely love what they're doing. So yeah, let's open a few of these. I'll show you a few. So I would say that the top three right now, in my opinion, are Loxo, Swordfish, and Signal Hire. So where can I get the multi-highlight tool? Chrome extension store. Just literally look for Chrome extension store and it'll pop up right there. Go here, search for multi-highlight. Cool. And it's this one right here. If you just type in something else, I'll send it back to you. I'll send you the link in text to make it easy for you. Yes. So my first thought would be download the Loxo Chrome extension. It literally, oh gosh, I almost hope that it doesn't find her contact info because there's a bunch of people watching, but like, sorry, Katrina, we're gonna do it. I'll delete it really quick off the page, find contact info. Please don't find it. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. Let's go to my page. Me.
No longer sharing your screen, just FYI.
Oh, that's even better to help you. That's cool. I'm glad that I've literally been going through all of this live while I'm doing this with you. That's perfect. So again, Loxo, again, free, right? It's going to scroll down for you, take all your stuff. I know, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm still in COVID brain. So it'll scrape everything for you automatically, right? So I list this here. Boop. Maybe a duplicate. Let's merge them because, you know, it's me. Create a new record, actually. You know what? I'm going to go to Cheryl and do it here because I know that she's not in here already. Boolean, I don't know about the portals like Dice and Career Builder for Boolean. I don't use job boards, so I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the best resource for you to answer that question. So again, it's literally this easy to do it. God, I'm killing you guys. Sorry, Loxo. The other one is Swordfish. It is a little bit expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It is way more money than $0. And I don't know that they're necessarily going to find stuff either, but we'll try. See if it comes back with anything else. And the other is Signal Hire, which is great overseas. So that, yeah, see, not available there. And Signal Hire is great overseas and great for phone numbers. Returning back more results in Europe. I've had a lot of success with them. Come on. And then I promise I'll answer any other questions. Signal Hire, log in, great. Here it is, refresh, and I will burn a credit for you guys. Swordfish has been quite good so far. Steve, I highly suggest you get Loxo. Save money on the credits there. Is Loxo's Chrome extension free if we don't have them as an ATS provider? Are you ready for this? You ready for this? Yes. Enjoy that. That's for you. That is a Loxo question about Loxo AI. I'm going to let Keely probably handle that offline, Alan. Sorry. How can you find phone numbers or email addresses for Indeed resume database? No idea. I don't use Indeed. I don't use Indeed. I don't use Dice. I don't use Monster. My logic, guys, is if you're a strong sourcer, you should be able to find those candidates online anyway. And here's the deal. If they're looking for a job, they'll reply to your message. So that way you don't have to deal with the other, like, I don't know, 99% of the crap that's out there. Yeah. So Cheryl's information is just straight up not out there. None of the tools are finding it. There you go, Loxo, right back in the driver's seat again. Great. Guys, any other questions? I'm going to put up my contact info one more time. I don't know where in the world it was. Oh, it's right here. Please reach out, add me on LinkedIn, ask any questions you have. I'm here to help. I know the folks at Loxo are here to help. And they, guys, I don't know if you noticed or not, they actually sponsored this, right? They took care of setting everything up. And no one even said from Loxo what they are, what they do. So I'm going to do it for them. Their founder is this guy, Matt Chambers, who is one of those people who is committed to not bending or breaking for like large enterprise clients. And so he's literally trying to create a world where the ATS is completely different. So he's the only company to do this, guys. I definitely suggest at least listening to this so you know what like the latest and greatest is. Check this out. It's your ATS. It has your jobs, which will get published, has your people, which is great. Within your jobs section, you can drag and drop between all these. So like cards will appear, super automated. You can set it to send emails when you move them to a new stage. But here's the big one, guys. Within this tool, they also have their sourcing tool, which scours the entire internet, not just your database. And they have an outreach tool. So you can do all of your email automation directly from their platform. So you find somebody online, you can add them to an outreach, add them to a job, move them through the stages. And so like, I really think even if you already have one, you're not looking, just keep an eye on Loxo. I think in a year or two from now, they're going to be the name in the space. Does Loxo have an onboarding module? Also, Keely, that's all you, buddy. Suggestion, all questions, Control A, Control C, capture all the people with questions and connect. You know what? I'm doing this right now, Eric. I'm just going to type your info up here. So guys, this is actually somebody that I learned from a ton, right? Everybody should have a mentor and learn. His name is, sorry, Eric, I'm literally doing this right now. Eric Jaquith. Here is his cell phone number. Sorry, again, Eric Jaquith, 2751. He's really good about responding to texts, or you can get him at eric@zapinfo.com. Another really great resource if you want to up your Boolean chops and you're open to having somebody who will sit there and kind of walk you through it on different platforms. I said this and I'm dead serious. He is way more knowledgeable about search engine intricacies and stuff than I will probably ever be. Anything else? All right. Kaboom. Guys, I know there's still a couple hundred people who stayed here afterwards. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Thank you so much for joining and helping to bring this community up and make it even better. We're in a rut as a community, and recruiters have a bad name, but it's folks like you and companies like Loxo that honestly are seeking to make this better. And I thank all of you for spending your time with me and investing in your own careers. Another question. Oh, this is great. Someone asked, oh, this is huge. Guys, if you use LinkedIn Recruiter, you may want to listen to this. This is a big one. So one thing that's helped him searching inside LinkedIn is seeing or knowing when I last viewed someone's profile. Do I not miss that searching LinkedIn in Google? First off, yep, you totally do. Reach out to Eric. He works for ZapInfo. This is a web scraping tool that will solve that problem for you. They have a free version, and their highest end version's like $40 a month or something. It's super cheap, and it scrapes your searches for you. So like, I don't know, do I have one up here? Do I have a better one up here? Do I have a better one up here? Yeah, there we go. It will literally, oh my God, this is the first time I haven't had ZapInfo open in like a year. It'll pull all the data off the page for you. If you're not familiar with how to do this and how to do web scraping, sorry for doing this, Brett. Brett Feig, B-R-E-T space F-E-I-G is a freaking master at this. He's literally giving multiple talks at SOSU next week about this exact topic. And what this tool is a lot more automated. Brett has ways to do it that'll melt your mind with, Data Miner, Phantom Buster, et cetera. But it'll pull everybody and throw them in a board for you. And that way, if you keep them in your board or you use Excel sheets, it's easy to keep track of. But let me walk you through this really quick. Guys, again, if you're on Recruiter, you're going to want to hear this, I promise you. One of the problems that people face when they use LinkedIn Recruiter is they're a god-awful company who robs people blind of their money and makes our entire industry dumber with every release. The other thing is when you're doing a search for, let's say, software engineer, right? When you're running this search and you're looking at profiles, how do you eliminate people that you've already seen? Right now, you're probably thinking, well, there's a thing over here that literally says hide people, where is it? Hide previously viewed. Here's the thing. This is only people you've viewed. Your team may have already viewed these people, right? So if you're a solo shop, great. So what's the suggestion on how to do this? Again, if you're using an all integrated platform, like any of the ones that are out there, Loxo or, the other one, Loxo, right? But there may be one other platform that does like 2 out of the 3 things as well. But again, I'm referring back to them because they're truly making our industry better. Those are easy. In ours, here's what you have to do. And guys, listen to this. This will save you tons and tons and tons of time and effort. Rule of thumb across your company becomes everyone goes in a project. Everyone goes in a project. So check this out. Scrolling down, you're like, yup, nope, yup, nope, yup, right? Going down, doing your thing, blah, blah, blah. Fine. So these are all the people that you're like, yeah, these people look good for the job. We're going to save them to a project and go, my initials, which is, I always use my initials, and I go, test for Loxo webinar. Save and continue. Cool. So all those people exist there. Then ready? Select everyone and save to a project that you share with your whole team called not test for Loxo webinar. Save. And you do that on every single page that you search for candidates. Why? Check this out, guys. Loxo. I have to refresh the page, I guess. You can actually find a specific project and you can both eliminate them or include them. So watch. For all future searches, you can, it's not showing up. It's going to take a minute to load. But check this out. I don't want to see people in that project. Oh, that's why, because I didn't name it that. Way to go, Mike. So cool. Check this out, guys. Now everybody on your team can eliminate people who are in either of the projects. So not just the people you liked, but everybody that you've already looked at and didn't like won't show up. And you can then search them specifically in the future if you want. You can search this one for people who maybe have updated and are a good fit. Super, super important if you want to stay organized, save yourself some time. How do I see the future of recruiting during and after COVID? I just gave a presentation on this with HR Now. Reach out to me. I'll see if I can get you the recording. Do I recommend Loxo over LinkedIn Recruiter? I could stop there and go yes, but you asked in terms of capability to find more candidate profiles and conduct a better search, even better than through Google. So here's the deal. You will always find the most profiles on LinkedIn. Always, 100% of the time. There's a reason though. It's because they're gonna root stem your words, knowing that they're going to give you a ton more results that maybe aren't a fit. So if I put in down here in keywords like Scala and DevOps and Spark, right? These results up top are going to be awesome. The results at the end of this, which you can't even get to, by the way, are going to be awful. So my theory has always been, guys, why are you showing people at the end who aren't great? LinkedIn's theory is we want to show you as many candidates as humanly possible, which again, if you want to lower the bar for an entire industry, that's how you do it. It's awesome. When you're using a tool like Loxo, it's very exact in what it brings you. So for this, you have to look at every profile and go, all right, cool. Is it actually a fit? I don't know. Let's find out, right? Like this person I thought I saw up here is a big data engineer, right? I'm looking for software engineers. Why is this showing up for me? When you do the same search in Loxo, it is exact as to what you're going to find. So you don't have to play around with looking at thousands of profiles where 50% are garbage, right? You're going to look at this and go, hey, I literally only want to find people who have the title software engineer. Are you ready for this? Look at this. The exact title of software engineer. And if you're like, well, yeah, those are the top results. Cool. Here we go. Page 4. Software engineer, software engineer, software engineer. So it's exact what you're looking for, right? So I think that's one to be the big ones. Besides LinkedIn, what is the other alternatives? Loxo is my go-to. And then there's some other AI sourcing tools as well that have different functionality and different use cases. You can reach out, happy to chat with you about them. Use 1x to have a timestamp to know which profile you already visited on your LinkedIn page. I don't know what that is, Nicholas, but if it's what I think it could be, I'm going to send you something really nice. Oh, okay, now wait. So Nicholas, here's my one concern on doing this is this going to actually show me when I've seen it in a search result, or is it only going to show if I've opened the profile? I opened this profile. Okay, so that's useful if you actually open it, right? So this isn't showing. So if I want to do the exact search again and go, show me this again. Yeah, it's only going to show things that you open, which again, super useful. I'm keeping this extension and you rock. But it's not going to help you overall in just your search redundancy. Anything else, guys? This has been really awesome. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. We still have close to 200 folks in here listening and hanging out. So thank you, guys. I have the time. I have another 20 minutes. So whatever you want to see, let me know. I'm happy to share and I'm happy to show. If you are interested in learning more about Loxo, even if it's just exploratory, let me know. I'll make an intro. They're super great. They're not very salesy. So if they can help you, great. If they can't, they'll point you to somebody who can. Can I dive into custom search engines? I cannot. I'm not my forte. Honestly, I just want to be honest with you, man. That's not, I wouldn't be the best resource for you. Ronnie Bratcher is insanely good with this stuff. Really, really good. He's literally linkedin.com/in/Ronnie Bratcher. He is like, that's his jam. He's literally given entire lectures on custom sourcing engines. Brian Fink is another one. He's also one of my best friends, which doesn't hurt me trying to pump him up. He is also amazing with that. Do I have a YouTube channel? You know, I suck and I don't. I should, I think, but no, I don't. If you're interested in seeing like videos and articles and stuff, I do keep them listed. So just email me. I'll send you the list. Can I talk about sourcing on Stack Overflow? I can't, because I find it completely useless and a waste of time. Honestly, when I'm on Stack Overflow, I'm searching for random stuff on there, and then my goal is to get off of Stack Overflow as soon as possible, versus on GitHub. I don't know if you know this. If you find a GitHub profile, you can 95% of the time, maybe 99, find their email address every time. It's like without fail. So GitHub is like my go-to for stuff like that. How do I manage all my Chrome extensions? Oh, guys, super must have. This is called Extensity. Again, I will go to the Chrome store here and look up Nicholas. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. Extensity, boom, here it is. Hang on, don't answer that one yet. I'm going to send you the link. Boop, type answer. There you go. Send it. There you go. Oh, Guillaume. Guillaume from Switzerland is on here. My entire team has a crush on him. He gave a talk on ADHD recently in the recruiting space, which I have, believe it or not. Like life-changing stuff. He's amazing. You copied and pasted the add other search engine with the blank query. I can't find. Yeah, Michelle, hang on one sec. I'll send it to you right now. Don't go anywhere. Boop. I think that's the right one, right? Nope, it's not. That would have been super shitty of me. Where are you? Here you go. Type answer. Boop. Send. There you go. Please make sure to send out the recording and docs you put up. Couldn't write fast enough. Debbie, absolutely. We're happy to provide that. Oh, Alan. Hey, guys. If you are laid off or you want to help people who are laid off, I want you to contact this dude. He is, talk about like crazy heart of gold. If you look up here, it's Alan, and I'm going to butcher your last name, man, but Fleurer.
I can't see your screen again, just FYI.
This is so cool. I consistently do this, and I've been literally going to these sites, like showing Ronnie Bratcher and everything. That's great. I'll go back and show you him again. Alan Fleurer, he will hook you guys up with a bunch of data and information. He started a Facebook group for people who have been laid off in this space. And it's got like 2,000 members of people who've been laid off and support and stuff like that. It's really cool. Here's Ronnie Bratcher one more time, just so you can see him. This is for custom search engines. Reach out. Site : oh, Michelle, if you're looking for just the plain search thing of what you want here, it's this. Site : linkedin.com/in. That's the core search. If you're looking for the entire thing, I think I responded and sent it to you. If not, email me and I'll send you. It's literally this. This is what you want to put into your search engine. Where can I see a list of my previous videos? Shoot me an email. I'll send you a list. Would love to see how I source for cleared folks. Yeah, cool. Reach out to an email. I'll do a live, quick, 15-minute sourcing thing for you. It's a royal pain in the ass. You know who's actually a great resource for this? He's the guy who went over the little quote thing with me, is Michael Vroman. This guy right here, totally for security clearance searches and stuff. Reach out to this dude. He's awesome. Really, really awesome. For that Facebook group, Alan is, you're going to open it up to all these people, which is amazing. It's called LATAP. Boom. Layoff alerts for talent acquisition professionals. Facebook.com/groups/LATAP. where it asks for your LinkedIn, you can just put Batman referred me and he'll let you right in, no questions asked. So you can see, guys, there's a ton of folks in here. Really great place to get camaraderie, community, and hopefully find a new job. Sharing email extension to find all emails on GitHub, called email on GitHub. It works parallel to the .patch. That's awesome. I don't use extensions for that, but it's email on GitHub extension. Boop, here. I'm sure it'll do the exact same thing. There it is. Cool. That's very cool. Thanks, Nicholas, again. That's great stuff, man. We'll have to sync up sometime. It seems there's a bunch I could learn from you also. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, Adam. I don't know if you all can see each other's questions here. I don't even know why I didn't bring this up. Shame on me. You want someone who's been doing cleared search, I think, her entire life. Joe Weech. She's also a very personal, dear friend of mine. She is a global speaker and author, and honestly, like, just the largest heart is the only way I can describe her. Like, I absolutely love this human. She's a cleared search guru. She's an HR guru. She does training. She does tooling. Yes. Yeah. Whatever company she works for is blessed to have her, honestly. So reach out to her. She'll definitely be able to help you with any of that stuff. I think I did it again. I did. Here it is. Joe Weech. Reach out to her. She's one of those people you can reach out to, and she'll love on you and help you. Whew. Anything else? Yep, linkedin.com/in/Joe Weech. J-O, no E. Okay. Numbers are slowly going down. Anything else, guys? I'm here to help. I'm seeing if I know anybody else on here. I'm just going to call you right out. Most important, why Batman? My guidance counselor always told me, always be yourself, unless you can be Batman, in which case be Batman. No, the honest truth, man, part of it is for branding, right? So I tried figuring a way to brand myself like 4 years ago, right when our current president was running for office. My name's Michael Cohen. He had a lawyer who's now in jail who had done just some like atrocious interviews. He was objectively kind of a jerk, and his name was Michael Cohen. And so I was like, well, I'm never appearing on Google again. So I started reading comics when I was 19. So very late. Batman was the first one I read, and I love everything about his psychology. Like the mental components that go into him as a hero and a human. And the branding is super easy. I haven't been sued yet by DC, which is great. The other reason is a lot deeper than that, emotionally and vulnerably. I wrote an article on it that I'm thinking about releasing. I don't know yet. It really deep personal, involving like a mask and a vulnerability and validation and stuff. Best way to find the webinars we offer. Follow me on LinkedIn and add me on Facebook, and then just reach out if you want, and I can send you anything I've got now. Cool. All right. Might be Lindsay DiCello's on here. Oh, she used to work at Human Predictions and jumped over. Now she's straight up recruiting in the tech space. Way to go. Way to get it. Nicholas, you're awesome. I'm writing your name down. Who else? Elena's in here. This is great. What a great group still hanging on and chatting. Guys, anything else, you feel free to reach out. I'm going to probably end this because I need something to drink. Water, not like an adult libation, which I may also need, but I need to get some water. Tanner Christensen's in here. I'll see you on Friday, I think, or next week. I'll see you next week, buddy. Anybody else, guys, reach out. I'm really here to help. So I appreciate all of you again. Keely, is there anything you want to add?
No, I think you got just about everything. For everyone who did join, we will be sure to send out all of these resources that Mike covered, so be sure to look for that. Otherwise, thank you everyone for your time today.
Yay.